Hey everyone, this is just a quick tutorial on how I trigger my honk controllers, which I'm using just a simple peekaboo prop controller. Basically, anyone who isn't familiar with prop controllers, basically all they do is it switches power. It's just like a light switch that just remembers a sequence that you put into it. So here, as you can see, there's three buttons, one red one, and then there's just these two other buttons. So here, I'll bring it up just so you can see. So if I hit record, the red light goes on. I can hit 1 and 2, and that all that is doing is sending power to 1 and 2. So it's just turning it on and off. So I could have, whatever I want hooked up to these. You can hold them. You can put them together, and then all you have to do is when it goes off, it'll just remember what you did. So basically, I'm making this video to show how I trigger them, because there's many ways you can trigger them. You can use motion sensors, just like a hand button kind of thing. You can use like pressure mats, beam sensors. There's tons of different ways, but I found a wireless way would be the easiest. So I took ideas from, techniques from WidgetWerks. He does basically close to the same thing, and I'll put a link in the description to his channel. He has some really cool stuff. So basically, I started out with some speaker wire. This is just, I think, around some 22 gauge, just simple. It has the two focus camera, I guess not. It just has the two leads there. And on these controllers, if you can see, I guess you can't. It says trigger and then has negative and an in. The red is to actually power something out of it, but we're not. We're just switching it so you just go. It's just those two there. So I just took the speaker wire and I ran it to the two terminals, ran it around, and this is called a phone jack module. You can get them at Home Depot, Home Hardware, probably Rona, just the Source, just a bunch of Radio Shack, a bunch of places. And basically what I did was I opened it up, and if you see here, there's obviously my camera isn't focusing, it's really annoying, but there's this is a red screw terminal, and that's a green screw terminal. And all I did was I just unscrewed the screw and just ran. It doesn't matter which lead, just one of the two wires to either one, and then you just place the cat back on there, and it looks nice and neat. This is what the relay board actually looks like. It has this small black antenna. All these black boxes are the relays, so there's 6 on one side, 6 on the other. You just put 12 volts through this terminal block, and then there's all the set screws along the side, and the really small writing that says normally closed, common, normally open. So here's my wireless I guess controller. I know it's in an old toolbox. I just thought I should waterproof it in case it rains on Halloween. Basically, in here, I'll tilt it over for you. I have just this hole here which has just power for the 6 outlets. They're 1 each. It's not banks of 2. And then this is just going over to a 12 volt power supply. And then I just have 4 more of those phone jack modules, because I have multiple peekaboos, so they all just run over to all my peekaboos in the haunt. So I guess we'll start with where to get a wireless controller like this. It's hidden on the inside, but basically it looks like a circuit board with a bunch of black squares on it. And it doesn't really matter what it looks like, but basically what it does is, if you can listen, it's also there's a noise from the remote, but if I hold the remote away, maybe you might be able to pick that up. I'm not too sure. But I got this off a website called Dino Direct. You can get them off eBay, I'm sure, maybe even like Kijiji, but basically they're just a 12 button relay board that takes 12 volts to power, and then it can switch all the way up to 110 volts. So that's what I'm using these 6 here for. So if you can actually see, it says 11, 12, 9, 10, 7, 8. That's because I took the first, basically how I have it is, since it's 12, the first 6, I only have 4 set up, but the first 6, I'm going to hook up for phone jack modules, so I'm going to have another 2 over here. And then the other 6 are power. So that I just plug that into the wall, and it supplies power to these 6 whenever I hit that button. So if I hit 10, whatever's plugged into 10 right there would go, it would actually turn off, because the way a relay works is there's 3 terminals. There's common, which you have to put a wire in no matter what. There's normally open and normally closed. So if you use normally open, it's just like taking, going into a dark room and turning the light switch on. And it's the same thing as powering it. But normally closed means that the circuit is always on, and when you hit the button, it turns off. So it's like walking into a room and turning the light off. So that's why I have NC, NC, NO, NC, NO, NO. So I have these 3 are NO, these 3 are NC. Which just means normally closed and normally open. So yeah, for example, if I hit 9, this one here, whatever's plugged into that would turn on, and if I hit 10, whatever's plugged in this would shut off. I got one of these units shipped to me, and only about 4 to 5 out of the 12 relays worked. It was like really weird. It was like 1 and 2 worked, 3 and 4 and 5 didn't. So I sent them, an email, and they were fine with sending me a new one. So I was happy for that. So they they basically just said, all right, we'll send you a new one. Don't worry about the old one because it's broken. So I actually got to keep the old one, and luckily they work on the same frequency. So I actually have, two remotes. So if one gets lost or when the battery dies or wired up, I just have about 30 feet of telephone cord. So the peekaboo's here, the wireless controllers here. We have number 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 3 would just go off to other peekaboo units. So if I hit 1, there should be a yellow light right over here. Well, a yellow and a red one. Yeah, see, they both go off, and then the unit does its routine. I'm just going to stop that. The range on these is up to 500 feet, I believe, which is quite, unnecessary for what I'm doing. I just need it, maybe 40, 50 feet. So thanks guys for watching my video. If you leave me a comment, I'll try to get back to it. Have any questions, let me know. If you feel like wiring something like this up, just make sure you have a bit of background in electricity. It's not hard, but it's not something that someone who just started doing stuff like this should do. But I'm happy to help you guys out if you need it. Yeah, see you later.